Hi everyone, this is HeeroJay. Welcome back to Let's Play Ogre Battle 64. Last time we did Chapter 2, Scene 10, Crandall Canyon. That was a lot of fun. Today what I have for you is some organized screen action. Don't worry, we're going to skip ahead a little bit. It's going to go double speed, so you don't have to endure as much of me organizing stuff. So, for those of you who paid attention last episode, I did have some soldiers level up into fighters. So, what I'm doing now in the organized screen game is I'm replacing all of those fighters with more soldier reserves, so I can level more soldier reserves up into fighters. Again, farm more players, eventually we get a bigger, better army. And the idea with that is I can make more people. So, you'll see I did a class change there. I changed one of my clerics back to a sorceress. And the reasoning behind this is when I was doing the pre-run-through for the organized screen, I noticed that a lot of my units are considered lawful and not chaotic. And because of that, you can't make wizards and sorceresses because those are technically a chaotic class. So because of that, I did that and I switched my clerics so I can make the Amazons in the second unit there into clerics and redistribute them accordingly. So that's why I have different people playing different classes. So. And I'm making a new unit here. Eric's going to lead it. He's the one wizard I could scrounge out of the fighters that become a wizard. And I'm kind of hoping I'd take a more chaotic turn with the stuff I do, because I love using spellcasters. I think they're as cheap as hell. There's a lot of cool spellbooks you can give them, the different stuff that I'll get into later, and because of that, I want to try and maximize my wizard and sorceress potential. So, who knows, maybe I can find a way to be more chaotic or something, but as it stands right now, all of my units are leaning towards lawful and lawful neutral, so that's something I gotta try and work on, killing more guys, or killing weaker guys, or something, so that was the idea behind those switches, and I'm just refilling items now, and Eric's gonna be the new unit, and he's a little gimped, as you can see. He's got fighters and knights in the front, and then a pack of midgets in the middle, so I don't know, like I said, the idea behind this was just to gain more and more units so we can have a bigger and better army. And at the end here I was checking on everybody's levels were so I could determine who to send in for cleanup. So, a brief organized screen. I tried to keep it short for you guys. But now we go back to Mylesia with Scene 11, Warriors of the Fallen Kingdom. I've received some interesting information from our scouts. It seems that enemy troops are led by Raid. Remember that douchebag? Yeah, he's back. We gave him a thrashing earlier and he's going to want some payback. He was not happy about what happened before, so he wants his little revenge, I guess. So we start in the castle, and we have to go take their castle. And there's a whole bunch of crap along the way. You can see the 7 different strongholds, and as we get deeper and deeper throughout the map, there are more and more units, and I was thinking to myself, oh yeah, this won't be a big deal. I mean, yeah, the guys are led by Raid, but turns out the guys in this mission were a bit stronger than the previous one, and since I'm doing things a different way and trying to farm more units, I kind of get my butt whipped a little bit, but it's okay. I pull it out, don't worry, but it's just, this took longer than it should have. They've settled in the castle in the highlands of Soathone, keep them from amassing power. I have to retake the castle quickly. Man, I tried. I tell you what, I tried so hard. So, to give you an idea, I recorded this gameplay on Tuesday the 12th. It's July 14th, 2011, doing the commentary. And I was under the impression that I was going to get this done in 45 minutes or less, because the idea was to do it quickly. You know, I was going to do it before work, and I ended up taking about an hour and a half to do this, if you can believe it. I know, it's crazy, and I didn't even kill everybody or take everything on the map, which is probably the most ridiculous part. You know, I'm all about total global domination and completely destroying the other units and, like, killing everybody before I get to the final boss and all that. Well, I didn't even get to do all that. No, because I had to leave for work, and rather than pause and resume and try and explain that, I decided, no, it's okay. We're just going to leave a couple of guys alive. And the guys that I left alive, they probably would have kicked my ass harder, so it was probably for the best. Take it from me, you probably didn't want to see another hour of this crap, trust me. I know I sure as hell didn't, so... And speaking of getting our ass kicked, to give you an idea, I think the reason why I got my ass kicked so hard was because I gimped some of my main units to the point where they couldn't even be useful. Right, you know, I took out the 2 fighters out of Aznabel's unit here, and because of that, he doesn't have enough attack power to beat these guys. And I did this with more than 1 unit, as you saw in the organized screen time, and like, this probably is what led to a little bit of me taking so long with doing this. Like, since I got rid of the raw manpower, I'd go into battles with like half the strength I normally do, and because of that I'd lose more than I should, or I'd have to retreat, or stupid other shit that I'll explain. And overall, you know, I'm probably taking the too aggressive stance of making more units, but you gotta believe me when I say this, it's worth it in the long run. Beating this game a few times, you want to have that extra army at the end that you know you can send in anybody to go do anything, rather than have to count on like 2 or 3 token guys to get the job done. Cutscene. Go ahead and kill them. Fear not the pain, fear not death. You have no other choice but to defeat them. Now go! I like those random little battle cutscenes for no reason. They don't pertain really to the plot, but they're just like, hey, by the way, we can still do cutscenes. Enjoy that. So, going back to what I was saying, yeah, it's definitely worth it in the end. And don't get me wrong, if it were up to me, I probably would have done this mission again. But I want to show you guys that I'm capable of being imperfect. I know, hard to believe, right? I'm capable of not being 100% perfect. My God, the blasphemy! I know you guys expect the best out of me. That, of course, should be an overall fabrication in line. If it's not, you're watching the wrong commentator do this. But whatever the point may be, far from perfect, and you guys should expect that by now if you've been watching my stuff. So, you'll see exactly how much I fail in the second part when I fast forward through mostly the entire part of the mission. I have to go back and heal a lot. I have to use the Witch's Den a little bit. I have to retreat back and defend the first stronghold. Yeah, believe that. I have to defend the first stronghold. I never thought I'd have to do that. We send Aznabel back in to go dispatch more soldiers. Yeah, I actually have to use Quit Gates in the second part to go back in and redefend the first stronghold because they kept rushing the base and I didn't plan it properly. You want to talk about poor planning? That's what this mission was. I didn't, like, research it enough, or, like, I didn't do it the right way or something, but I just screwed this one up real bad. I still finished, it just took a lot longer than it should have, so... If you actually care about what happens in the background, you'll see how much I fail in the second part. Don't worry. So... I really don't know what to say about that. It's just... I don't want to talk about the gameplay in the second part the whole time, so I'm probably going to touch on that a little bit, but... Take my word for it, you probably should watch it if you normally skip it. Just to see that I fail really hard. I wouldn't say, like, completely fail, but it's, like, decently bad fail, trust me. And I'm getting a whole bunch of losses in the beginning, and that's never a good sign. It never really is. Sorry, to take a little adult beverage. And yeah, just... For some reason, I don't know if they have these guys up a lot in this, or I was just doing it wrong, or whatever the case may be, but it even got to the point where, like, my unit, the HeeroJay unit, even took some slack, and it was... I don't even know what to say. It's like I physically dropped the ball. I screwed everything up. I don't know. So... If you guys want to give me a topic for the next episode that I can talk about over the random battles, I'm all for it. I normally just come up with something that comes off the top of my head. But if you have an idea that you want me to touch on, whether it be gameplay related, or real life related, or random topic about X, I mean, I have no problem talking about whatever. I'm getting good to the point where I can have a one-person conversation and not stutter and say and as much. I've done enough of these to where I can keep up a good topic for a good 15 minutes. So, if you guys want to go ahead and do that, say, hey, should talk about this, you know, talk about abortion, talk about the budget deficit that we're going through in Congress, talk about, you know, whatever. God forbid, I'll probably even take the first suggestion that comes up. hey, talk about X, and I will do my best to talk about X. You have my word. So, look forward to that next time. If I don't get anything by, like, Sunday night, let's say, I'll probably just make something up again. I'm good at that. But, you know, give me an idea. Give me something to talk about. That'd be great. So that wraps up this episode. I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time on Let's Play Ogre Battle 64.